Everyone sees America as this great nation that stands tall amongst every other nation. And that is not wrong. But imagine the United States standing alone, in isolation from the rest of the world. What do you think would be the outcome? Well, you guessed right. Without the support of its allies, many of the milestones in American history might never have been achieved. This is not to downplay the strength of the nation, but to give accolades where they are due. The strength and influence of the U.S. are not just a result of its own resources and capabilities. It is also from the strategic partnership it has formed over the years. Hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the stories of the U.S.'s most important allies, starting from those with modest beginnings to those with enduring and powerful bonds. Number 7. The U.S.-India Alliance. For years and decades even, both nations have followed different parts and have done things differently. For instance, during the Cold War, India pursued non-alignment with any warring or affiliated nation, while the U.S. backed Pakistan. However, the events post-Cold War somehow brought an unexpected alliance of both nations. Despite not being a formal ally, India conducts more military exercises with the U.S. than any other country. And one might ask, why? It does not fit into the kind of alliances that the U.S. enters into, and this makes sense as there is no formal documentation preceding their joint dealings. In fact, although India has the record for launching the most satellites, 104, in a single mission, many of which were for the U.S.
Well, the rocket blasted into orbit from the southern spaceport of Shrikota.
Interestingly, this partnership isn't just military, as it is with many nations on this list. There is a move between nations toward tackling climate change as it threatens their citizens more than others. India recently joined the U.S.-led initiative Mission Innovation to accelerate clean energy technologies. Number 6. U.S.-Israel Alliance. The next on our list is the Israeli Alliance. It began in 1948 when the U.S. was one of the first countries to recognize Israel's independence. From then on, the bond between these two nations has only grown stronger. How? Of course, this has been because of a sense of shared democratic values that brought them together initially, and following mutual interests. A key moment that solidified this alliance was the Yom Kippur War in 1973. During this conflict, the U.S. provided critical military supplies to Israel, helping it to turn the tide against Egypt and Syria. This act showed both nations that this was a partnership that they could rely on. For the U.S., Israel is a stable and reliable ally in the tumultuous Middle East. This partnership provides U.S. with the most strategic foothold in a region that's often marked by conflict and instability. Israel undoubtedly has advanced technology, intelligence capabilities, and military prowess are invaluable assets to American interests in the area. As such, they remain a key ally of the United States. On the other hand, Israel benefits immensely from U.S. support. This includes significant military aid, which ensures that Israel maintains a qualitative military edge over its adversaries. The U.S. also provides economic assistance and political backing on the global stage, which is crucial for Israel's security and international standing. Most recently, in 2016, the U.S. signed a record $38 billion military aid package with Israel, underscoring the depth of their defense cooperation. Number 5. The ANZUS Treaty. Did you know that Australia has fought alongside the U.S. in every major conflict since World War I? Well, here's why. This alliance is the first on this list that is not just about a single nation allying themselves with the United States. The ANZUS Treaty speaks of an alliance that brings together the United States, Australia, and New Zealand in a unique pact of mutual defense. Signed in 1951, this treaty emerged from the ashes of World War II, during which these three nations fought side by side against the Axis powers in the Pacific. Australia and New Zealand provide essential military support and strategic locations that enhance the U.S.'s ability to project power and respond to regional threats. The U.S. benefits from the close military cooperation, joint training exercises, and shared intelligence that come with this alliance. It also strengthens America's position in a region increasingly influenced by China's rise. While you might be quick to say that New Zealand does not contribute much to the mix because of its size, this is not so. Not even with New Zealand's anti-nuclear stance in 1980. The advantages of the ANZUS Treaty are clear. For the U.S., it ensures reliable allies in a strategically vital region, enhancing its ability to respond to crises and maintain regional stability. For Australia and New Zealand, the treaty provides a security guarantee backed by the world's most powerful military, enhancing their national defense and regional influence. The alliance also fosters economic ties with strong trade and investment links, complementing the military cooperation. Number 4. U.S.-Japan Alliance. In case you are wondering about the possibility of becoming friends with that friend that you have fallen out with for a long time, well, this alliance is one to tell you that anything is possible, even the things that may seem wholly impossible. And when you talk about Japan's bullet trains, some of the fastest in the world, did you know that they were developed with U.S. technology collaborations? The alliance between the U.S. and Japan is a remarkable story of transformation from wartime adversaries to steadfast allies. Everyone knows of the events of the World War and the part that both nations had to play in that war. After World War II, the U.S. played a crucial role in rebuilding Japan, helping it recover from the devastation of the war and establishing a democratic government. This laid the foundation for a strong and enduring partnership. The alliance between these two nations is not just a thing of unwritten agreements that cannot be backed. The signing of the Treaty of Mutual Cooperation and Security in 1951 serves as the authenticator. This treaty not only ensured the defense of Japan, but also allowed for extensive military cooperation between the two countries. Over the decades, this partnership has adapted to new challenges, from the Cold War era to the present day, addressing issues like North Korean provocations and the rise of China. Japan serves as a key ally in the Asia-Pacific region, contributing significantly to the regional stability and security of the United States. Coincidentally or not, the location of Japan provides the U.S. with vital military bases, which are essential to maintaining a presence in Asia alongside the other alliances that the U.S. has garnered in this region. These bases enable the U.S. to respond quickly to regional threats and support its allies that are in close proximity. What does Japan get in return? Japan, in return, gets benefits from the security provided by the U.S. Under the U.S. nuclear umbrella, Japan has been able to focus on economic growth and development, becoming one of the world's largest economies. Of course, the alliance has its workings. As an example of this was in 2011, when the Great East Japan earthquake in 2011 struck. The U.S. quickly mobilized Operation Tomodachi, providing humanitarian aid and disaster relief to Japan. This operation highlighted the deep bond and mutual support between the two nations.
And other relief support to those in need of assistance. Lance Corporal Matthias Hernandez, Marine Corps Air Station Fatima, Okinawa.
Number 3. The special relationship of the United Kingdom and the United States. Now let's talk about the United Kingdom for a moment. Yes, it comes at number 3 and not number 1 as many people would have expected, but it is not without reason. Other alliances have been rated above that of the United Kingdom. Stick to the end and you'll find out why. The U.S.-UK alliance is known on the side as the special relationship, and it's quite understandable.
The United Kingdom and the United States are bound together by a common historic heritage, language, and heroes. The traditions of freedom, sovereignty, and the true rule of law were our shared gift to the world.
There is always one sweet story going on with both nations, from the intrigue, drama, and deeply felt friendship, if we can call it that. Do you think nations can be known as friends? Well, let us know in the comments. The relationship between the United States and Great Britain kicked off in earnest during World War II, when the US and UK stood against the tyranny of the Axis powers. The coming together of Winston Churchill and Franklin D. Roosevelt brought on a kind of relationship and support that the world had never seen. The friendship and alliance between both key parties was not limited to the war. They understood the need for a post-World War alliance and the need to rally around nations to offer support for each other. Till today, it remains a pointer to the greatest national alliance in history. The relationship or alliance is symbiotic. You cannot really say one nation is being parasitic on the other. We could talk about the interest that the United Kingdom gives to the US with its membership in the Five Eyes, but that would come later. The UK, on its part, gains immense access to cutting-edge American military technology and strategic support, which has, in turn, bolstered the UK's defense capabilities. During the Cold War, the UK's proximity to the Iron Curtain made it a front line against the Soviet expansion, with American nuclear weapons stationed on British soil as part of NATO's deterrent strategy. The Berlin airlift, where British and American pilots risked everything to supply West Berlin during a Soviet blockade, is a thrilling chapter that showcased their unwavering solidarity. Fast forward to the 1980s, and the Iron Lady Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan's political bromance brought a new dynamism to the alliance. Their shared vision of free market policies and strong anti-Soviet stances reshaped global politics. The UK's support during the Falklands War, with crucial American logistical assistance, and the joint actions during the Gulf War further exemplified this rock-solid partnership. The diplomatic clout of having the UK as an ally amplifies American influence in international forums like the UN and NATO. Number 2. Five Eyes. It seems like most of the alliances that have paid off for the United States happened after the Second World War. This alliance is not different in this regard. The Five Eyes, this is said to be one of the most intriguing and secretive alliances ever formed. It was formed during the aftermath of World War II, majorly on the stand of intelligence sharing. The participatory nations include the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. The idea of this alliance originally was to monitor the Soviet Union, hence the eyes, while all nations contributed handsomely by giving some more than others. Not very long ago, the world saw the Five Eyes alliance at work through the Canada-India tension coming from Canada's allegation of India's involvement in the death of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. The UK, for instance, as a founding member, brings a wealth of experience and assets. The British intelligence agencies like MI6 and GCHQ working closely with their American counterparts, sharing vital information that helps both nations protect their interests.
I think the beauty of what you see here is a group of countries that have had a deep trust over a long period, so we can share sensitive tactics, techniques.
The intelligence gathered through Five Eyes is pivotal for national security, helping to uncover terrorist plots, cyber threats, and geopolitical maneuvers by adversaries, and what keeps the nations going is the trust they have in each other. Number 1. NATO. And the last and most important ally of the United States is the alliance and membership with NATO. Before you say the United Kingdom has a better shot at number 1 on this table, hear this out. NATO, or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is the most powerful and enduring alliance in history, and it unquestionably deserves to be the top of our spots. And why wouldn't it? With 31 member countries, NATO represents a united front where an attack on one is considered an attack on all, making it a formidable deterrent against any potential. The organization was founded in 1949 to counter Soviet aggression and ensure collective security in Europe and North America. Why is NATO feared and regarded? The military base. It has the combined strength of its members, and that includes strong countries like the UK, Canada, Germany, and France, among others. Although the start of NATO dates back to a couple of decades, the nature of its alliance has adapted to the challenges that face the 21st century landscape, especially in matters of terrorism and cyber attacks. For the U.S., NATO is, in one word, indispensable. It extends American influence, reinforces its strategic interests, and ensures it has steadfast allies ready to stand shoulder to shoulder. Because injury to one is indeed an injury to all, and there is immense power in numbers and strength. While some countries you would have expected to see are not on the list, this does not make their impact on the United States redundant. Without them, the United States cannot stand as tall as it does in this century. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating episodes. And remember, a person who does not know his past has no future. Until next time.